Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going over all three of the new mini pastel obsession palettes from Huda Beauty. I have a look using all three of the palettes, but I'm going to put that at the very end of the video because I know you guys have been liking that. I'm going to give you guys the swatches and the information first, then my thoughts, and then the three different looks. So let's go ahead and jump into the palettes. We have three different ones with three different themes. The first one is the rose pastels, and you can see it's obviously like this light pink plastic packaging. I don't know how I feel about this packaging. I don't know, it just, to me, it leaves something to be desired. I really love the last one. I think they were the nudes. Oh, they were so good. They had the plastic, but then like the front of them had this texture, like a leather, faux leather texture to them that I really enjoyed. I don't know, I just feel like she could have done just a little something more with these. That's just my 2 cents. Anywho, rose pastel. On the inside, as always, you're getting that mirror, and then these are the shades that we have inside. The Pastels Rose Obsessions is a wearable collection of dreamy ballet pink and blush peach mattes, delicate shimmers, and sunshine yellows. So I guess I was saying the name of the palette wrong. It is Rose Pastels. But those are the swatches for that one. Next up, we have the Pastels Mint. For anybody who wanted to see what this looked like up against the Mint to Be palette from ColourPop, I don't have the other pastel palettes from ColourPop, but I do have this one. So I'm going to show you guys really quickly. They're definitely not the same palette. I mean, these shades right here are similar, but they're just not the same palette. The Pastel Mint Obsessions is an unusual balance of warm and cool tones. This palette indulges your lids in soft mint and apple green mattes, pistachio, teal, and icy aqua shimmers, a touch of honey bronze shimmer, and rich tan matte. And then lastly, the Pastels Lilac. This is the one that I am currently wearing on my eyes today. And spoiler alert, this one is my favorite. This palette is a seductive series of dusty mauve mattes, lavender shimmers, pops of luxurious fizzy violet, a velvety apricot matte, and a pop of soft coral shimmer. Each of the palettes retail for $29, which has been the theme recently. When these first started coming out, all of the Obsession palettes, they were $27, but they had cardboard packaging. Now they have been in plastic packaging and the price has come up to $29. I purchased these on Huda Beauty's website because these are not available yet on Sephora's website. It says that they are going to be available on March 12th online and in store. All right, let's get into my thoughts. I'm going to go palette by palette and give you guys my first impressions. So let's start off with the very first one that I used, which is the Pastels Rose. You guys saw this in a recent video that I did. I got a lot of comments talking about the yellow shimmer on the inner corner. And I gotta tell you, that's my favorite thing about this palette is this shade right here and this shade. That just gives the most beautiful lemon sparkle. And I love it. I think it is so beautiful. I was really impressed with this shade, though I do think that if I were to put this, say, in the crease, if I added another color, it would end up blending away a little bit. How I used it in my demo is I put it right here alone on the inner portion of the crease in the inner corner, and then I applied this over top. And it was just beautiful. With the metallics and shimmers, these are different textures, which I really do like. Like this center shade right here, I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but it was a little bit more intense when I first got the palette. You have more of like this swirl action going on. You're not gonna see that on your eyes at all. It's just aesthetically pleasing to look at. I can still see the swirl, but you know, whenever I swatch it, this is what it looks like. It kind of has like a duochrome type of effect. And it's more metallic shimmer. It's not a straight up metallic though, and neither are these up here. They kind of have this sparkle and glass-like effect, which I really, really enjoy. So the shimmers are beautiful. They're not a true metallic. I just want to make sure you guys know that you're not going to get this and get like, you know, a Sydney Grace type of metallic going on your eyes. That's not going to happen, but these are really, really beautiful. The mattes are lackluster. I do enjoy this shade right here, but I have to tell you, I used this shade, and this shade, obviously along with the yellow, but what I was going for was a blend. I wanted to have a lighter shade up in the crease and then slightly darker and then slightly darker again. And no, they all ended up looking exactly the same. And this palette is very dusty. So you're gonna see during my demos that this palette and I believe the mint one, it had a whole lot of just dust kicking up as I was blending. And I'm not talking about just pick up in the palette. I mean, I'm blending and you're seeing the shadow just kind of like float off in the air. So I can't say that I recommend this for the price. I enjoy this palette. I like it the most for the yellow and the shimmers, but overall, I can't say that this is worth $29. Now let's go on to the Pastels Mint. This one gave me a run for my money when I was trying to make a look with it. So it started off pretty strong, I'll say that. I started off with this shade here in the crease. It went on. I mean, we do have to keep in mind that these are pastels. They're going to be lighter, but I still expect a gradient and things like that. If I'm going from shade to shade, I do want to have, you know, to be able to see the difference, especially if you can see the difference in the pan. I feel like you should be able to see it on your eyes. And that was my biggest issue with the rose palette. Now with this one, that's not necessarily the issue, okay? This color right here, you didn't see it in the demo, but I'm gonna tell you, it is very, very powdery. It's very chalky. You can get it to work, but it's one of those shadows that you gotta use on its own. You're just gonna have to have that shade and use it on its own. Otherwise, you add anything else in with it and it's going to disappear. You can use it with a metallic and you can have it around the edge, but it's gonna disappear if you try to use it with anything else. It's very powdery. This color right here, I put that into the crease. It went on nicely. It looks like the same color that it is in the pan. Then I went in with this one to deepen it up. I will say this definitely did deepen it up. However, I had some issues with this. So it worked nicely in the crease. And then I thought, okay, well, I want to try more than just one type of look with this because of this shade right here. I didn't want to go with just the greens. I wanted to add this in and I thought, okay, this is going to be pretty dark, especially when you consider the description says rich tan matte. No, it's pigmented enough to create a beautiful look with the other shimmers, but it's not pigmented enough to go on the outer corner, and I realized that I had messed up at that point, but that was, you know, my bad. Sometimes things just don't come out how you intend for them to. I had this vision that did not work out, but I just ended up covering up the shade. I'll say that the shade went on nicely on my outer corner. It was fine. I do think the shade is actually good, but not for the look that I created. That was just, again, that was just me. All right, so when I went in to try to fix my errors, first I went in with my Sonia G Classic Crease, which I had just used in my crease, classic crease, and I went to deepen up the outer corner, and applying the shade over top of this one on the outer corner, not gonna happen. It just wasn't gonna happen. So I had to go in with something stiffer. So with this palette, brushes are important. You're gonna have to use specific ones. I used a MAC 221, the original one with natural hair, and it packed it on. You have to do that with these shades. You really have to pack them on. And you see me going in with the shimmers, which I think they're so beautiful. They have this glass-like finish to them that I really, really enjoy. And this shade right here, this lime green, is so stunning. But you'll see this shade lightened up quite a bit whenever I was trying to apply it onto something else, and I kept going back and forth and trying to just kind of fix it. So I'm not in love with this palette. You can't do what I did. You're not going to be able to use several shades with this. This is a multiple look but couple shade palette. So what I would suggest with this one, if you like the shades in here, I don't think that this is a bad palette. I just don't think it is great. I would say take one or two of the mattes and then use a shimmer. You could even use two shimmers because the shimmers work really well, even paired 1, 2, or you know, however you want to do it. They pair very well. It's the mattes that are just a little dusty. So if I wanted to use this palette again, I will go in with these two shades, completely skip out on this one, and then go in with the shimmers instead. Or I would go in with this shade right here and then grab one or two of the other metallics. So good, but not great. it's still not worth the $29. Now, the last one is my favorite one, the Pastels Lilac. I don't know why that is so hard for me to say. I want to say Lilac Pastels or Rose Pastels, Mint Pastels. Having it reversed is really just not coming off my tongue very well. I love the mixtures of the colors in here. I love, again, the shimmers. The shimmers are so sparkly. Oh, I gotta tell you, with this mint one right here, I took off my makeup and I had glitter all over my face. I had to, okay, this was after oil cleanser, deep cleanse, and then I came back to the mirror and I was like, what the heck? I still had glitter everywhere and I had to go back in with a makeup remover and wash my face again. So I just want to mention that some of these are going to leave glitter on your face and just be careful, okay? All right, back to this palette. I felt like this one was pretty effortless for me to use. This color right here, looking at it, looks a little bit more, I don't know, like a neutral transition shade, but it is pretty rosy on the eye, which I really, really enjoyed because I think it goes so beautiful with the purples. And when I went in with the purple, I had the pigmentation. I did have to build. So with these, I would suggest tapping. Taking your brush, you can blend, but then also going back in and just kind of tapping the pigment right into place. The mattes in these are just a little dusty. This one is the best of the bunch in my opinion, but they are just a little dusty. This one's not, I don't have any issues with that. This one's really pretty, but it is a little dusty. And then this one right here is a light shade as well. This is more of like a brow bone highlight to me. I would use these two and then kind of take that one right above. But this one is my favorite. This is one that I would recommend. I do think that there's better purple palettes out there, but this is one that I would feel comfortable recommending, and I think I'm going to get the most use out of this one. So it's very hit or miss with these. I definitely think that Huda has done better shadows in the past, but I know I've said it several times, I really like the metallic shimmers in here. There's just something. So I love all the sparkle, you know, it's so glass-like. It's very, very beautiful. But the mattes are very hit and miss. Some of them really do leave something to be desired. And I also want to mention that these are not going to work on all skin tones. Yes, the metallics, the shimmers and stuff are going to look really nice, but the mattes are just, those are going to go probably up to a medium. I wouldn't feel comfortable saying anything past that. But anywho, that is it, you guys. If you want to see the 3 different looks that I did, that is going to start now. Just keep in mind, bear with me with the one with the mint pastels, because yeah, your girl was struggling. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.